On the Sales Orders tab in Setup, starting from the top, we have the ability for every new record we can specify what to call the field name for custom 1, 2 and 3 fields. We can also specify for every new record to default to line entry type or text entry type. So if we take a look at that in Sales Orders, every new record that's created will then either default to the line entry tab or text entry tab. So the difference being that the line entry tab is more about entering in codes and product descriptions, as opposed to the text entry tab is more about putting in paragraphs of text. Okay, so back in Setup, Sales Orders, the next option we have is to specify the default comments on a printed sales order. So you can enter that in here, and for every sales order that's created, it'll pull in those values, but you can also edit those values at the sales order level. So the next option is commission related. Every sales order that's created, you can then specify the base to base the commission on either the sale amount of the sales order or the profit on the sales order. The next option is for the details on the printed or PDF document, where you can include your color logo, your black and white logo or none, or you can also include your company name and subheading. And these information is based on your My Company identities. So you can also include a product description at the line item level of the printed sales order. So product description is something that you enter in the products and services module. So besides entering in a product code and a product name, you can also enter in a larger product description, and you have the ability to also include that on the printed or PDF document. So the next option is when part invoicing or shipping a sales order, you can default to also create the invoice, create a shipment, or create both. So this is useful if you normally, for example, only create an invoice from a sales order. Well, then you can click on this. But if you do usually create both an invoice and a shipping record at the same time, well, then you can default the setting to create both here, so that on part shipping or invoicing from a sales order, that's the default that will be used. But you can edit it at the actual sales order level. So the next option is when invoicing or shipping related to a sales order, you can auto set the sales order status to complete, and you can set that to yes, always do it, no, never do it, or ask the user. So this auto sets the status after invoicing or shipping when there are no balances remaining to be invoiced or shipped on the sales order itself. And then the last option is to allow set the sales order status to complete when, and you can say always allow it, or when it's fully invoiced, fully shipped, or both. So this is a control that you can put on where the user can set the status to complete on a sales order, and the user gets a message if not yet allowed to set the sales order status to complete.